with me, you, and John in, because I need to set one up anyway for when we do WrestleMania. And I'll call that, and then you can just join it when you're ready.
Sure.
Right, okay. Hello everybody, my name is Tom and welcome to NXT Stand and Deliver Night 1 livestream watch along. We're about to be joined by John slash Drone Wrestler, and we're also going to be joined by Mr. Brahma Mohanty a bit later. So let me just create a room. No, I don't want that. End room, go away. Create new group, right. Brahma. DJ John. Hello.
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 Hello. Hello.
Hello, John. Hello, Brahma.
Whoops. Background noise. Hello. On the screen. Oh, what a shot by Walter.
Yes, there's some interesting matches on night 1 from what I've just seen. I'm looking forward to this, actually.
I didn't know it was 2 nights, but yeah, this is they used to wear. Came out to Real Britannia, so it was very much like watching the British Bulldog again. And, you know, it would be that again, I think, for the nostalgia value. I think WWE might try to tap into that. Now would be a good time to do that. They've acknowledged British Bulldog, they've put him in the Hall of Fame. Now it's time to kind of revive his legacy. What do you think of that, John? And Tom as well. I think there's two ends. There's a double-edged sword. There's either, you know, you don't touch the. I mean, he's always gone off like, you know, Bulldog Junior. That was his gimmick. Even though he's not actually a British fella, is he? Apparently. Well, I suppose he's born in Canada. Canada, not America. Sorry. I suppose he's British by his father. You know, British ancestry. He does have British citizenship apparently. So he's British. Not by birth, but he's technically British. Well, yeah. So this is but he's not. It's a funny one, but I mean, here's the thing. Like, an example would be this, right? So we've got the British flag, and you know, his son does the same gimmick. Let's say, what if it was the Undertaker? Like, in 20 years' time, would people accept the Undertaker Junior to turn up and start doing rest in peace and wearing the hat and coming to the ring? Would it be accepted, or would it be a case of leave it to the Undertaker's legacy? And it's exactly the same with the Bulldog. Well, I'm just trying to look up if the Undertaker has children. I believe he has a daughter. Yeah, he does. Undertaker's got a son.
Hello, Ethan. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, he's got a son who's done a little bit of training. Let me see. Just reading up Mark Calloway's Wikipedia page. I mean, to answer your question, would people like the gimmick? Would it work? Maybe. It just really depends. You don't really have anybody anymore who I know about Rodney Anwai. He wasn't Japanese. Yokozuna, but in that area, you had your Hawaiian Crush, your Yokozuna from Japan, your British Bulldog, your Mountie from Canada. You had it was a thing on that in that.
Yeah, it was about playing the national identity.
And today, it's not really a thing.
Yeah, I mean, a gimmick tied in with your nationality or your ethnicity kind of only goes so far. I mean, they're doing the whole Nigerian ancestry thing with Apollo Crews, but it can be.
And I think on small scale, I do believe if it's small scale, like you can get away with it. Like my character, what I've always done was the Aussie character. That's been my whole wrestling career as the Aussie character, and you can get away with it on small shows. What people aren't genuinely following. Even, in fact, you can get away with it on, even shows people are following, but. If you took it to an extent of WWE, there's almost... Look at the Kofi Kingston character, Jamaican Kofi Kingston.
Well, technically, he was West African. They billed him as from... he is technically from Ghana.
No, if you recall, he started off as a Jamaican, didn't he?
I'm just looking that up. But no, me and Tom have actually discussed this a lot about, using wrestlers' backgrounds and national identity. Well, technically, yes, you're right. They did use a Jamaican sort of gimmick. His name is Kofi Kingston. Kingston, obviously, the capital of Jamaica. So
there was actually a scene once when he dropped the gimmick. And Triple H actually said to him in the ring...
Yeah, it was very funny.
Because you know what Triple H like? He likes them little side rips, them little side jokes. He's famous for them. And he actually said to Kofi Kingston, we're supposed to be Jamaican. And then he started billing him from Ghana. But just a bit of a Triple H rip there. You can actually find the video on YouTube, aren't you, from Jamaica? Where are you supposed to be Jamaica?
Let's get Tom here.
Yeah, Tom.
Sorry, it cut out then. What did you say?
No, we said nothing enough here. It is your show after all.
No, it's fine. This is, I don't mind. It's fine.
I kind of feel like this is match of the day, and me and John are Laura and Alan Hansen or something.
No, honestly, it's fine. I don't mind. This is the first time you two are talking on the phone to each other, so.
I know Tom didn't watch the Hall of Fame, but John, did you have the misfortune of watching the Hall of Fame?
The misfortune.
I did watch the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I watched both of them. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched the speeches. I didn't watch the in-between bits, but I watched just the speeches.
I'll ask you what you thought of it first. So, what did you...
Which one?
Both of them, both shows.
Yeah, it's not as good as the ones with the crowd.
I think this was the first time that we realised how important the audience is for something like this, especially. And I was making a point to Tom earlier, is that, and this is no disrespect to other people who have been inducted, but when you consider in the past you had people like Michael Hayes and Hillbilly Jim and the Bushwhackers take up about 40 minutes rambling, and let's be honest, they were at best lower mid-card wrestlers. And then Eric Bischoff, who genuinely changed the wrestling industry, only gets about 3 or 5 minutes to say something, and it just doesn't cut the mustard with me, to be honest.
Well, I don't think... The thing is, you don't know the ins and outs of it. If you think about it, as the years have evolved, they've obviously decided to fine-tune the show just for certain reasons. It might not just be a case of, you're a better legend. Maybe it's just a case of the fact that people like Michael P.S. Hayes was, let's just say, 40 minutes of rambling. maybe that it takes that for them to go, you know what, we can't have all these rambling every year.
Well, at the same time,
let's cut time on people.
I did say to Tom as well, if you think about it, with a lot of these people who are being inducted, some of them who are setting foot in the WWE again, for the first time in a very long time, and also for a lot of them, this is actually going to be the last time they will appear on WWE programming, in person. So,
oh yeah, probably, yeah.
Because with all due respect, I was, and I'm sure Tom was surprised as well, at the announcement of Rob Van Dam, given his kind of recent behaviour in social media.
I remember saying
stuff that he posts online. So, I mean,
I remember saying when it was rumoured that he would be inducted, I remember saying to myself, they're never going to induct him this year. Not a chance after all the controversial stuff he's been doing recently. And that fucking threesome thing he did on fucking Impact that got their Twitch channel banned. It's like, they're never going to induct him because he's too controversial at the moment. And then they went ahead and did it anyway, so... I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, because I think he deserves
but
it.
Maybe this was the best opportunity. Maybe this was the best to do that, to do it behind closed doors and do it without an audience, do it without people protesting. They can just put him on the show and give the speech and then disappears.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to wrestle again, let's be honest. He's not going to wrestle again. He's not going to be brought back in any other capacity, except maybe for an appearance. But he's not going to be a manager or anything like that. They've given him his award. He's got his ring. That's it. They can just say goodbye to him.
Yeah.
I found disappointing though, and it's a bit of a silly point, but Molly Holly, when they introduced her, they didn't have her come out to her Mighty Molly music.
All right. Which
I was a bit disappointed about.
Yeah.
Because out of all the gimmicks that she ever did, that was probably for me the most memorable one she did.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, in her speech, she didn't even thank Hardcore Holly, Bob Holly, which is strange, given that, she played the role of Hardcore Holly's cousin. So, John,
that is strange.
I don't know what you think of that. What's your thoughts on Molly Holly?
Personally, I was a big fan of Molly Holly. And if you ever said to me, name the top 20 divas from her era, she would be one of the last ones in my... That's just for me.
I think there probably only were about 20 anyway.
Well, she wouldn't be one of the top ones, put it that way. And that's... I'm not saying she's a bad worker. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just for memorability. She's just one of them 14 characters that never really settled. She got stuff on TV, great. But did she really have that impact?
I mean, in my opinion, with Molly Holly, I kind of liked Molly Holly, but I much preferred her when she was in her Mighty Molly character. I remember that more than I remember her as just a character. Oh my god. They've actually... Hang on. This is big news. So they're showing the longest reigning champions of the last decade, and they've actually got CM Punk's name on the screen. WWE are not blanking it out. Wow. Anyway, sorry.
No, I was going to remember. I mean, she didn't thank Bob Holly, but I can't remember if she actually thanked Shane Helms.
Oh, surely. Surely she did. He's the one that told us she was going to be inducted.
I can't remember from the speech her thanking the Hurricane or Shane Helms.
I mean, that's just downright disrespectful if she didn't. He's the one that revealed to her that she was going to be inducted.
Well, I mean, she mentioned a lot of people from backstage, so as in backstage crew and stuff like that.
There's a...
On the pre-show?
Yeah, there's a match on the pre-show. Zoe Stark versus Toni Storm. I'm going to go through the match card for Takeover Night 1 in a second. I'm going to give my predictions. Some good matches from what I've just seen on the match card. So, yeah. Let me see what we've got. So, obviously, we've got Zoe Stark versus Toni Storm on the kickoff show. We've just seen that. So, we've got Kushida versus Pete Dunne. That could be a good match. I think it's a difficult one to call that, actually. I'm gonna go for Kushida in that one. I'm gonna go for Kushida. The next match.
No, I'm definitely gonna say that Pete Dunne will win that.
Oh well, that's fair.
Top mess with Triple H.
Yeah. The next match we've got is Leon Ruff versus Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Bronson Reed versus Cameron Grimes versus Dexter Lumis versus LA Knight. A gauntlet match for a North American title shot on night 2. From what I've heard, Johnny Gargano obviously is the North American champion, and from what I've heard, he's kind of been in a story with Dexter Lumis, so I assume he will win that. That's my prediction for that, just because of the story that's been going on. So that's my prediction for that. Next we have the vacant NXT Tag Team Championships. MSK versus Grizzled Young Veterans versus Legado del Fantasma. I know who I want to win. MSK. Who I think will win. MSK.
Who are the MSK? I don't know. I personally know the Grizzled Young Veterans, both of them. I've wrestled with both of them. I've actually tagged with the long-haired one in the Grizzled Young Veterans. And both absolutely fantastic wrestlers. I don't even know who the MSK are.
MSK kind of, I don't know them too well myself, but all I do know about them is that they kind of burst onto the scene and straight away won the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. So it's obvious that they're treating them as a big tag team. Hello, Lisa Simpson. So for that reason and that reason alone, I think MSK might possibly win this. But has Shawn Michaels grown his hair out again? He looked like he had a ponytail again. But he don't look good because he's like bald at the front.
He looks like he's growing it out because that was at the bottom.
I thought Shawn Michaels had gone bald.
Well, he hasn't. He's gone. He's bald at the front.
No, he shaved it because he's receding.
Yeah.
He's receding, so that's why he got rid of it.
Yeah. So that's.
Sorry, it's just sad. It's just sad to see all these young wrestlers, what they're showing on the screen with all the muscles and looking amazing, and then you cut to Shawn and Triple H looking old as fuck. Bless. And then even Tommaso Ciampa, he looks like a granddad.
Well, apparently, here's an interesting stat. If assuming that none of them do actually wrestle on Saturday or Sunday, which they're not going to, this is going to be the first time in 33 years you've not had either Shawn Michaels, Triple H, or The Undertaker on the card at WrestleMania.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good point. Anyway, back
to... the first time since 1988.
Wow. That is massive, actually. Yeah. Anyway, back to the predictions. So next we have the NXT UK Championship, Volta versus Tommaso Ciampa. Now that I think, I honestly think that match could be a candidate for match of the year because them two are so good in the ring. So.
Is going to get her debut on the main roster at WrestleMania, no less. Apparently, she's going to be facing Bayley on the WrestleMania card, but in an open challenge. So apparently, Bayley's going to do some kind of a skit or something, complaining she doesn't have a match, and that she's the greatest champion or something in history.
Well, funnily enough, there's been a lot about Bayley. over the last kind of week, and a lot of people kicking off at the fact that such a talent like Bayley has been left off the WrestleMania card. So I would actually be very interested in seeing that match. That would be a fantastic match.
Because they've made a big deal this week about Io Shirai's title reign.
Yeah.
Being about 300 days now, or 300 and something days. And obviously Bayley was one of the longest reigning champions as well.
Yeah. Well, talking of Io Shirai...
I don't know whether that necessarily means that Io Shirai is going to be a permanent fixture on the main roster, but it'd be a great way to kind of give her a push.
Yeah. Yeah, talking of Io Shirai, we go into our final match of the night for my predictions. Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez. I think it'll be a decent match. As far as who I think will win, I don't think Raquel Gonzalez is ready for a championship yet. A singles championship, that is. I don't think she's quite up there ready for NXT Women's Championship run. So I think Io Shirai will retain. I think it'll be a hard-fought match, but I think Io Shirai will retain. So yeah. Looking forward to this because there's a few good matches on this night one. So yeah.
So I'm going to ask you all a question. I just want one answer. Who do you think is the British wrestler of all time?
The greatest British wrestler of all time?
John, you go first.
I'm going to say me.
Apart from yourself.
No, I'm joking. When you say greatest, are we talking about the full package?
I mean, you define it however you want to define it.
I'll need a minute to think of that one.
Tom?
William Regal.
Yeah, I was going to say Regal as well. I think at one point, particularly when he was in the WWE at the tail end of the Attitude Era, he had it all. He was great on the mic. He had some great promos. He played the heel really well. Had great in-ring abilities. Had some memorable rivalries. It was just a shame that his drug problems prevented him from having a title run.
Do you know what I think? I think obviously with the modern era and everything, you're going to say Regal, but for me, have you ever watched the man who trained Regal? Have you ever watched any of his matches? Marty Jones from the World of Sport matches. Jones, I tell you what, he's quite an old fella now. And his problems rest because obviously wrestlers as they get older, you work your body to the limit, you goose yourself in. He's currently in hospital right now after having surgery on his thing. Honestly, if you look at Marty's work when he was in his 30s, wow, like he's better than Regal. He's better than a lot of the guys I've ever seen. Johnny Saint, amazing. They say Johnny Saint was the British.
Mickey James on commentary.
1,000 hold, the Dean Malenko equivalent. Johnny Saint is fantastic. Some of these fellas now, they're getting on quite a bit now. But I tell you what, mate, if you watch some of their matches, like the stuff they do is better than some of the stuff you see on TV now. Like honestly, some of it is just world class.
I mean, yeah, you made a valid point there. I mean, unfortunately, my opinion might well be biased because of the fact that I haven't seen a lot of the old World of Sport stuff, and maybe, Tom, that is an idea for a future stream.
Maybe, I mean, we could do.
Episode of ITV World of Sport.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few episodes myself. I happened just to... I happened to see it on ITV one night. I thought, oh, there's some wrestling on ITV, I'll give it a watch. And it was alright, actually. It wasn't too bad.
I'll tell you about a good match, what you might like. Marty Jones versus William Regal in Regal's first ever TV match.
Oh, that might be a decent watch.
I'll look into that. I will look into that.
I mean, the thing is that I find the old wrestling, it's slow paced. You know, it's like round based wrestling. To be honest, winds me up. But if you try and ignore the fact that it's round based, and if you can try and cut that part out of your mind, you know, there's some really good stuff on some of them matches. Like, I was watching one of the matches and I asked Marty, I said, Marty, how did you do that? Like, it just looks so crisp, and you know, it's just the movements on some of the old wrestlers. It's just like, how are they doing that? Like, it's just so good. And even, you know, there's a lot of that today that you think, have they done that and stuff? And but bear in mind, it's 30 years, 40 years before the modern era. It's just to think of that stuff. It's revolutionary.
No,
you know, Marty Jones wrestled people like Owen Hart, Bret Hart. You know, he wrestled all these guys. He wrestled Bulldog. You know, where William Regal said that he's turned up at after he was having training off Marty Jones. He turned up in this in Ashton under Lyne. He turned up in this barn and he had a match against Finlay, and you know, that was like one of his training matches, Finlay, and this fella was, you know, he had some fella in the ring, apparently, Finlay, before Regal got him, and he had this fella almost crying in some hold, like, just, you know, craziness. Look at Tony Storm there giving it some.
They've got a decent crowd here at Takeover.
Couple of rows.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was the point, you know, speaking of fans, that was something that disappointed me yesterday about the Hall of Fame. John, you'll remember, you know, like in between the sort of speeches, they were showing, you know, all the superstars backstage, you know, come out in their tuxedos or their evening gowns and everything. And I'm like thinking, why didn't they just have them sit in the arena and be the audience?
I mean, it would have been a good thing to do.
You know, because the Thunderdome audience was just completely out of sync with the, you know, with the speech, and you know, it was all obviously artificial. You know, because that's how the Hall of Fame's really worked in the past. It's really worked with the sort of audience interaction more so than, you know, even a live show would. And it's a shame that, you know, some really good superstars who finally got their moment in the spotlight didn't get to do it in front of an audience.
Yeah.
Because chances are it's probably going to start being back in the AEW now again. So, you know, it was just a brief moment for him coming back to the WWE. RVD's probably going to disappear off into the sunset.
Well, is he not with Impact, RBD, at the moment? With his
no, it was just a one-off. He's I think the unofficial word is that he's retired, but he's just basically doing indies now.
So his girlfriend, quite a young lass. But she's got aspirations to, you know, be in the ring like these two chicks here at the minute.
Lisa Simpson, I feel panicky. Sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better soon. I mean, it's been an alright match so far. I mean, it was, you know, I've never heard of Zoe Stark, but I've obviously heard of Tony Storm.
She was over here for a long time. She's actually an Aussie chick, but she actually came over here when...
who's that, Tony?
Tony Storm, yeah, she came over here. And she was over here for a few years, and they brought the NXT UK out, and she got signed by them.
Hello, Lisa.
But she used to go to that. Do you know what I told you? I've done wrestling in Manchester for that woman in that factory.
Yeah.
She actually done some work in there for at one point. Well, a few points for that lady as well.
You wrestled in a factory.
Don't ask.
Okay. You can message me and tell me.
Basically, there's a factory, a mill. There's an old mill on one of the floors. There's a ring set up.
Okay.
And you can basically go and get trained. You can have training sessions in one-to-one training sessions. You can do group training sessions. You can have matches. There's a lot.
Is it literally just called the Wrestling Factory?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll look it up.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of women who there's quite a few women who are signed up to WWE now who've wrestled there. There's quite a few gents as well who've done bits. But anyway, yeah, she's done some of that. I never really know her. I think I've seen her on one show, like backstage kind of thing, but I wasn't on the card. I just kind of turned up, just pissing up. As you do, just sometimes you turn up to a show, you bring your gear just in case, and you have a chat with your mates, and then you go and watch the match, to go and watch matches and stuff. And I've been there while she's been there, but I never, because I wasn't working. I didn't go and let on to everybody. I didn't go and let on to her because if you're not on the card, it's just like a random person coming up to you. I may as well be a fan. I may as well be a mark. If I was on the card, I would have gone over and introduced myself to everybody because that's what you do. Some people would even say you should even if you go in the changing room, you should introduce yourself. It's not feasible. You're only going in the dressing room for 5 minutes. Just it's just not. Hello. What's the chances of Punk turning up at Mania then, lads?
0.
What's the chance of Punk turning up on NXT Takeover?
0. although.
Let me put this straight. Punk's got just as much chance to turn up on NXT as he has got to turn up at the main event on WrestleMania.
Yeah. Although, saying about returns and stuff, there's been a few rumoured returns for Stand and Deliver. We will see. Could be interesting. That's all I'll say.
Well, here's the question. We're jumping ahead of ourselves a little bit, but given we have such a packed week, we're not going to have a chance to really think about it. The Monday after Raw always has one or two big returns. Who do you think is going to be the big returns or the big debut?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Who I'm hearing rumours about. The one person I'm hearing rumours about is Tessa Blanchard.
Well, there has been a lot of rumours that she is coming to WWE, but I've not seen anything concrete yet. But possibly.
I'm personally not a big fan of hers.
I've never really seen it. I don't think I've ever seen any of her matches, so I can't really say much.
I won't take anything away from her. They made her, the first female to win, a men's wrestling, the top men's wrestling title of any wrestling promotion. But as a professional,
there was a promotion about.
Oh yeah. But sorry, go on.
No, there was a promotion at the beginning of this show, or in between me watching there was a show on before this about Ruby Riott, and it was either between that. It was either just before that Ruby Riott one, or after the.
Lisa
Ruby
says,
Riott show.
"I'd look good as a wrestler." Fair enough.
And it mentioned something about this girl who won the first woman to win a competition, but she had blonde hair. But Tessa Blanchard's got black hair or dark hair.
Well, I do know that she's been training with Sasha Banks and Bayley as recently as about a couple of weeks ago. So you never know. Never say never. But the point I was going to make was...
You've got a cat? No, I haven't got a cat, no. John's got a cat, I haven't.
She's not very
That
great
might
on
be
a
the cat you're
professional
hearing.
level. So that's effectively what put off AEW from signing her, apparently. So, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But in terms of big returns, I don't know if it's too early for Becky Lynch to return, probably. I just read an interview somewhere where someone from WWE has confirmed that Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey are still very much under contract and that they will return at some point.
Yeah.
But whether they're going to return the night after WrestleMania is, I'm not sure
Oh,
about
Tony
that.
Storm just got beat. I'm a bit shocked about that. Wow. Well, not a bad match to kick off for the kickoff show. To be fair, it could have been worse. Oh, here we go. MSK are talking now.
Oh, is this MSK?
Yeah.
The picture quality is a lot better on the stream than it was before.
What, on what stream? Mine? What stream are you on about?
Your stream.
Oh, my stream. Oh, right, okay. I've not done anything special.
No.
It's just...
What, are you in HD or something?
No. It's the same quality as it was before, 720p.
Okay. Seems a bit different for me, for some reason.
I don't know. No, I've not done anything special. So we've got about 15 minutes until the main show starts.
And I will be watching Dynamite whilst the rest of you are keeping tabs on NXT.
Yeah, you can keep us updated about what's going on with Mike Tyson.
What's going on with Mike Tyson? He's just old and can't let go.
Well, funny you should say that. That he has a lot he has a lot in common with a lot of people in AEW. I mean, I even commented on when I saw that AEW were well, that Mike Tyson was going to be an AEW Dynamite. I saw it was posted on Facebook, and I commented on it, and I said, "Wow, AEW have got another oldie coming to their company. AEW is going to turn into the care home wrestling company." Like, in all seriousness, it will do if they keep hiring all these old stars.
Well, unfortunately, Tony Khan doesn't want Hulk Hogan there, so, Hulk Hogan's not going to get his match.
No.
His final run against Sting.
I don't blame Tony Khan.
Maybe Ric Flair might come over and Ric Flair and Sting can have another rivalry.
love that Aya Shirai with a bin on her head. Jumps on everyone.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm sure I did a watch along of that War Games. Sure I did.
That was pretty awesome.
And it was mental. And then I think the War Games before that one, it just showed it there. She did a moonsault off the top of the War Games structure. I do like Io Shirai. She's very impressive. Raquel Gonzalez, she's called.
She looks massive.
She is massive.
I reckon who's in the main event for females? Tekka. That New Zealander, who they called an Aussie. That's like calling me Irish.
You are Irish. No, I'm joking.
What's the name now? Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley and Tekka.
Well, you funny should say that they had a last man standing match and Raquel Gonzalez won.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
But Rhea Ripley's going to be the next big women's star on the main roster now. She's been built up that way anyway.
Being built up for last year, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Who's the announcer with the beard?
Oh, what's his name? Kind of looks like me.
But he sounds so creepy. You know who he reminds me of? Have you guys seen Ted?
Yeah.
You know Donnie in Ted? You know, who tries to kidnap Ted in the first movie and the second movie?
What
That's
is
who
Mickey
he
James
reminds me
wearing?
of.
What, sorry?
Like, you know this announcer guy with the beard?
Yeah.
Like, his voice is just so slow and creepy. He reminds me of Donnie from the Ted movies.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, the creepy guy who tries to kidnap Ted.
Yeah.
Oh man. Is that Mickey James?
Yeah.
It is. Piggy
Met her in Manchester.
She's looking good.
Of course, she's British by marriage to Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
Somebody who I think should be in WWE, but still isn't. I'm sure he will be in time. What do you think? Nick Aldis in WWE?
I'd like to see it.
Aldis is awesome, but for some reason they've never green-lighted it.
Time will tell. I think a feud between him and Drew McIntyre would go down really well. Imagine if they did a UK pay-per-view again at Wembley or something. They could do like a Battle of Britain between Nick Aldis and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, that'd be a good match.
Because Wade Barrett and Regal are never going to get the WWE title now.
No. I mean, William Regal is one of the greatest to never win the WWE title.
I mean, for me, the greatest to never win the WWE title, Roddy Piper.
Of course. Yeah, of course. It's such a surprise to me that he never won that championship.
British by ancestry, but
I mean, it's such a surprise to me that he never won the WWE championship. Like, I don't know why they never put it on him.
Again, he kind of had his own issues as well in terms of reliability, in terms of, you know, I don't want to say it out loud, but I think he had his own issues with drugs and professionalism as well, a bit like Scott Hall. Razor Ramon, who, again, on paper, should have been a WWE champion or a WCW champion, but never was. Bulldog's another one that should have been champion. Again, issues with his professionalism. I mean, John, feel free to chime in here if there's anyone you can suggest that should have been a champion that didn't become one. Jake Roberts, Jake the Snake.
I don't recall Mr. Perfect ever becoming a WWE champion.
No. He was never a WWE champion or a WCW. No.
World Heavyweight Champion?
Never.
I do recall him being IC champion.
He was an IC champion, but not anything above that.
But Mr. Perfect was amazing.
He was a great wrestler.
He was one of the best of all time when he's injury-free. But how many times was he injury-free? Not quite enough. He absolutely wow.
Rick Rude technically was. So, for a brief period, WCW had two versions of the World Heavyweight title, I believe. And in fact, that was the only title match British Bulldog ever had. That match. And he was scheduled to win it, but apparently because of some kind of an altercation he had in the days prior, so this was a match that was held in Europe, I believe, they decided against letting him have a run with the belt. So, I'm trying to think, great all-time legend that should have had a run with the top belt but didn't. I mean, technically Vader, he was a champion in WCW but never in WWE.
Japanese champion for a long, long, long time. Well respected.
Of course. I mean, yeah, WCW champion as well, but, in WWE, WWF, he should have been champion, but never was.
I'll be back in a minute, ladies. I'm just going to go and get something to eat, and then I'll be back ready for the start of Standing Deliver.
I'm not really familiar with a lot of Owen Hart's matches, so I'm not going to comment on that.
Yeah.
I'll be back. Oh.
Try what else? Who should have been? Lex Luger would have been a WWE champion.
They did plan to push him, but they did the old Roman Reigns trick on him, where Vince, they shove it down your throat and you don't want to.
Well, not just that, he then jumped over to WCW, didn't he? And that was pretty much the end of that. But I mean, he was being groomed by McMahon to be the next Hulk Hogan. I mean, look, but I can't say he was great on the mic. Who else is there that should have been a champion? What about Dean Malenko?
I was listening to him on Talk Is Jericho last week. Poor fella's been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease now.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah. But he was crisp in the ring, Dean Malenko. For a little kid who's watching wrestling, it's not very exciting. He's not a Rey Mysterio. He's not a Billy Kidman. But if you enjoy and appreciate technical wrestling, like not many were better than Dean Malenko. For the only person who was, in some ways just similar to him, but with a British twang, and it was Regal himself. The only man to, the first man to make Goldberg have a decent match
was Regal. Apparently, that was the reason why Regal ended up getting fired, because the urban myth is that Bischoff. I don't think Bischoff told him to do a squash match, but he told him just make the match last a bit longer. And then Regal kind of took that to mean, as in, let Goldberg have a genuine match. and that apparently pissed people off. Now, Goldberg is adamant that he wasn't pissed off about that or anything, but, depending on who you listen to, that was what led to Regal leaving the company at some stage.
Yeah, I think sometimes you get told to do something and you kind of take your own spin on that. A lot of the time you get told to do 10 minutes and do what you want.
I think that's what pretty much happened. I don't think Regal went out there to deliberately make Goldberg look stupid or anything. I think Regal just thought, okay, he's told me to go out there and make this match last a bit longer. I can put on something really good. It just didn't work out. But, I'm disappointed Regal never did get a run with the WCW or the WWE title.
Yeah.
But he said in an interview...
It's boring wrestling for some people.
But he said in an interview recently, in the last few months, that there were legit plans to make him the champ, I think, back in 2008, or maybe a little bit earlier. But because he then got suspended because of the whole drugs thing, they went with other plans, shot again. And that is really unfortunate because, technically, yes, Drew is British, but there's the whole, am I Scottish, am I British thing? I mean, did you listen to Drew yesterday, his interview with the backstage at the Hall of Fame?
I've not seen it, no.
He actually addressed that question about whether he's British or Scottish, and he said that he's all of those things.
Right.
He said, if it means kids in Wales are going to be inspired to take up wrestling because of that, then that makes me proud. If kids in England are going to do that, kids in Scotland are going to do that, kids in Ireland are going to do that. So, I believe he's a Rangers fan as well, which the less said about that, the better. But so I'm trying to decide what to do here. If I'm going to put both Dynamite and NXT on at the same time. John, do you support anyone in the football?
United.
Oh dear. Did you watch any of the Champions League football yesterday and the day?
I didn't know. I've been too busy.
But you know what's happened, don't you?
No.
Well, City beat Dortmund 2-1, but not without its controversy. Liverpool lost 3-1 to Real Madrid at Madrid.
Was that one leg, two leg?
It's two legs.
How many legs gone by?
So this is just the first leg.
Okay.
Hello, everybody,
Just
I'm
last
back.
night,
Has
so
someone
yesterday,
interrupted by Liz? No, I just went to get something to eat,
tomorrow
Lisa.
already. PSG beat Bayern Munich 3-2 in Munich. And Chelsea beat FC Porto 2-0 in Porto. Well, not in Porto, they played it in Seville, but obviously Chelsea were the away team, so yeah, it looks as though if it remains like that, there's going to be City versus PSG in one semi-final and Chelsea versus Real Madrid in the other.
Two good matches.
I mean, obviously, I want City to go all the way, but we shall see. But let's...
Right, the main show is about to start, Stand and Deliver.
Let us see the intros for these respective events.
Oh, Alice Cooper guitarist. Oh yeah, I've seen her before. Yeah, I've seen her before. She's pretty cool. Oh, she's doing they started off with the national anthem at Stand and Deliver. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, quite a good rock version of the American national anthem there.
Yeah.
Alice Cooper's guitarist.
Yeah.
He's actually coming to London in the summer for the Comic Con. I'm hoping to go and meet Alice Cooper. Big fan.
Cool.
He's someone that's got a strong connection with WWE as well. I'm surprised he's not in their celebrity wing.
He probably will be at one point.
I hope so. And I hope they don't have to wait until
This
he's
is really
dead.
good, actually, this rendition of the national anthem. Just like the guitar, it's really good.
No, they've changed up the intro for Dynamite. Sting's in the intro now.
Cool. He should be in the intro. Wow, well that was great. They've got I can't remember what she's called, but they got some singer to come and do America the Beautiful to kick off WrestleMania. I can't remember what her name is. God, with all this lightning and thunder going off, it sounds like the Undertaker's coming out.
Well, it is called... Oh, no, it's not Takeover, it's Stand and Deliver.
Well, it is NXT Takeover, Stand and Deliver.
But it's basically WrestleMania because they've even got the pirate symbol.
It's
Well,
basically
call it
NXT's
basically
version of WrestleMania.
Pretty
Well,
much.
it's coming.
Okay.
I think it's a skull.
Crowd are going mad.
Look at them shaking the barricade.
I know. That's the kind of passion I like to see. So what match are we kicking off with?
Pete Dunne.
You're just a bit ahead of me. So Pete Dunne versus Kushida we're kicking off with. This will be a good match.
So I don't know who we've got in this first match in Dynamite. It's Adam Page versus some dude.
They're bruiserweight.
Page has just suplexed some dude, but the dude reverses it. My commentary, eh?
Yeah. Wow,
What's he
Pete
called,
Dunne.
the other guy? Does anyone know?
What?
Are you both just watching NXT then?
Yeah.
Okay. So am I the Dynamite AEW correspondent then? Or something?
Yeah. And we're just saying there, the commentator was saying there, Pete Dunne started his wrestling training at age 12. Here comes Kushida.
The Japanese Marty McFly.
Pete Dunne.
His match with Johnny Gargano at the last takeover, one of the best matches I've seen in a long time.
First name, Peter Thomas England. Nobody's forgetting where he's from then.
Oh, Pete Dunne straight away trying to go for a submission. Nice reversal. Kushida was trying to go for a submission.
So, Tom, are you going to join the Dynamite post-show chat thing again?
Probably not, because this will still be on. And I already had 3 shout-outs last week, so, you know.
I only got the one.
Okay. She's had that acupuncture, no, that stuff where they
Yeah.
put the blood out your back. What's it called? Acupuncture.
Yeah. Well, you can see all the marks on his back. Oh. Pete Dunne. Draping. Oh my god! Kushida's arm over the bottom rope and then snaps it back. That looked painful. That could dislocate an elbow, that. He's so brutal, Pete Dunne. Oh my god. Pete Dunne in complete control at the moment. Oh, the chops. What a boot. Kushida jumping to the outside. Pete Dunne moves out of the way. Kick to the leg. Oh, what an elbow. Oh, that was sort of like a punch. Like what Randy Orton used to do. The Kimura. Oh, Kushida's now got the Kimura in. Oh, what a chop. Oh, Pele kick. Oh. Pete Dunne's got the fingers. Oh. Looking for the bit of end cut. Oh, what a reversal from Kushida. 1, 2. Oh, that was nearly over. Remember, I predicted Kushida to win this. John predicted Pete Dunne to win this. Who is going to be right? Kick up from Pete Dunne. Oh, what a headbutt. Oh, what a stomp to the arm. Oh, and what a forearm. Oh. This has been a great match so far. I predicted it would be a good match. Pete Dunne in the armbar. No, gets out of it straight away. And another stomp to the arm. How is that arm still in one piece? Reverse from Kushida. Oh, what a forearm. And a forearm for Kushida as well. Oh, what a kick. Oh, this is a fantastic match, this. I really do like the look of this Kushida. From what I've seen of him so far, I've not seen anything bad. I honestly haven't. Elsa Humani Barrientos, thank you for watching. Oh, what a kick from Kushida. Takes Pete Dunne off the top rope. Kushida's got a submission on the top rope. Oh, and then a superplex sort of move there with the armbar still locked in. Pete Dunne managed to get out of it. Pete Dunne still refusing to tap. Pete Dunne gets to the rope now with his foot. Another come over a lot. Submission after submission after submission at the moment. Will Pete Dunne actually tap though? I don't see it. Pete Dunne gets to the ropes again. NXT moves to Tuesdays on USA next Tuesday. Cool. You eating a McFlurry, Lisa? What McFlurry are you eating? Oh. What a kick.
Bitter end, that's it. GG.
The bitter end. 1, 2. Yeah, Pete Dunne wins. Caramel. Alright. Well, you were right in that prediction, John. Well, what a good match to kick off Stand and Deliver Night 1. Oh, pardon me. Why are you sad, Lisa? Oh, God. Pardon me, sorry, you don't want to be hearing that on stream.
Excuse you.
I'm guessing nothing's happening on AEW seeing as you've not told us anything.
I've got to be honest with you. I don't even know who these people are. There's Orange Cassidy. There's some guy in a green vest with a beard and a headband. He's talking about something on the microphone. My commentary is really riveting, isn't it?
I do want to know, Lisa, what's the matter?
So he's talking about something.
Yeah?
Let's have a listen to what he's talking about. So whoever Orange Cassidy's friend is saying that the boys are back in town.
So we're getting the Gauntlet Eliminator match next. WrestleMania commercial.
So the main event for tonight on Dynamite is Jurassic Express versus Bear Country.
I mean,
whatever that means.
I mean, I'm not being funny. I said this last week.
We've got the Bunny versus Ty Conti.
Having what they had as the main event last week and having what they've got as the main event this week really shows.
Oh, no, sorry. The main event is Darby Allin versus JD Drake for the TNT title.
Okay, that's better.
JD Drake.
Yeah, I don't know who he is either. But
That's do you know the Grizzled Young Veterans? That guy's called he was called James Drake.
I know we've got Mike Tyson in a vignette. Chris Jericho's coming to the ring.
You are beautiful on the inside.
Jesus.
I wonder if he's going to promote his interview.
Maybe. Probably not. He'll just talk about his rivalry with the MJF's faction.
I will drag you down and sail you round.
Leon Ruff is coming out first. Well, Leon Ruff's been attacked. Oh. Leon Ruff is... Oh my... Oh, wow. Like Spider-Man. What a kick.
What do you mean, like Spider-Man? He is Spider-Man.
Right. Ooh. What have I done? There we go.
What have I become? Now that I've betrayed.
Chris Jericho gets on the mic, lots to say. Then he pauses and he says, "You'll tell us all after break." Great.
So Leon Ruff is back in control in this gauntlet match. I see Leon Ruff going quite a long way in this gauntlet match because he is, like, always treated as the underdog. The underdog usually always does well in these kind of scenarios. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I don't think I will be. What a drop kick. Katie Milbourne, thank you for the follow.
Give me a hell yeah.
Oof. Oof. Oh my god. That looked brutal. Slingshot in the ropes. Looked nasty. Oh my god. Why can't I hear my stream through somebody's thing? Slingshot in the ropes. Looked nasty. Oh. Why can I hear
Be a running commentary of what Jericho's saying.
Okay. When am I gonna shave? Not made that decision yet.
Who said that?
Lisa.
Lisa Simpson.
Hmm. Okay, somebody else is joining the... That's not usually how a gauntlet works. A gauntlet usually works where you have one match at a time. Whoever wins goes on and faces the next opponent, but it's a countdown. Interesting way to do it. Bronson Reed. He's huge. Hey, you like the beard, John. Shut up.
I do.
Yeah, you need a shave, Tom.
I need to trim
No,
it. I'm
no,
gonna
it's
trim
good.
it. I'm not shaving it off. I'm gonna trim it. You suit no beard. No, I don't.
Okay, so Jericho's shooting JF. He's calling him his jerk-off friend. Very imaginative. Just basically saying he feels betrayed, that he was the one that made MJF a star. This is a lame promo, I'm sorry to say.
Okay, Leon, don't be stupid. You're never gonna pick up Bronson Reed.
Double German.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ! Leon landed pretty much nearly straight on his neck there. Oh, that look. Gee, how they've escaped that with no injury, I have no idea. Who's the next competitor? Oh, Cameron Grimes.
Oh, he's making reference to one of his WWE gimmicks now, Jericho. He's saying that he's going to get out his clipboard and put MJF on the list.
Oh, no, wow. I loved when he was doing that, Jericho. You just made the list.
He's basically listing all the gimmicks he's ever done.
Tom, Charlotte Comfort said, tell them no lockdown barbers.
Huh?
Someone called Charlotte said, tell them no lockdown barbers.
Well, where did they put that? I don't see that message.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've seen it as well.
You've seen it as well?
Yeah.
Why am I not? Why is it not? It's not coming through.
Yeah, basically you've been told the obvious. There's no barbers during lockdown, but you've only got to wait a few more days. Man, this promo's going on and on and on.
Tell them lockdown no, but alright. Ah, it's a private message. That's why I didn't see it on the stream. I thought it was a message on the stream. Fucking hell. Why didn't she just send a message on the stream? Dexter Loomis is here.
Button then.
What did you say, sorry?
So Jericho just said about Wardlow.
Alright.
He goes, the guy is so stupid that he has to strip himself naked just to count to 21.
Wow. Oh, yeah, wow.
Do you get that?
Sort of.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. For people who don't get it, I'm not going to explain that. I know it is well after midnight, well after 9 p.m., but you know, I'll leave that to the imagination.
Fair enough. So I was completely wrong about Leon Ruff. He's the first one to be eliminated. I thought he'd get quite far in this, but I was wrong. But I do think Dexter Loomis will win this. He's quite dominant so far in this. Oh, shut up, Beth. You're not funny. Bronson Reed, Dexter Loomis in the ring. Power and power going at it. That was a nasty botch from Dexter Loomis there.
Everyone's a bit quiet on the chat tonight. You still there, John?
Still here, I'm very tired.
LA
It's going to
Knight
be a
is
long
here.
week of wrestling.
It is.
Well, just to break the bad news to you, there's no Hikaru Shida tonight on Dynamite, so...
It's a good job I'm not watching then.
I do have both NXT and Dynamite on at the same time, though.
Oh, do you? Right, okay.
But I guess I'm just keeping Dynamite on just to see Mike Tyson.
Right.
But I can't imagine he's going to do anything exciting.
No. I wouldn't have thought so. Oh! What a Samoan drop from Bronson Reed there. Oh. The elbow straight to Cameron Grimes there.
John, what do you think of Darby Allin?
Is that Darby Allin? Is that the guy with the half face?
Yeah, so he's basically the new Sting, as it were.
I think some of his stuff's pretty good, but I'm not overly keen, to be honest.
Do you ever see him being a main event star?
I think they'll push him to be a main event star. Would I push him if it was my company? No. But everyone has their own opinion.
Based on what?
Just don't think. It's just feels like there's a jigsaw piece missing.
Size holds him back.
No, I don't think it's size. I think it's his look. It looks too much like. He just looks like that Orange Cassidy with makeup.
True. Oh, we have Christian. What's Christian saying? He's with Taz at the moment.
Well, I'm doing shite on my fucking predictions here. Dexter Lumis has just been eliminated second.
So, Taz asked Christian to join his faction. Christian was about to give his answer, but Taz cut him off and said, I don't need an answer now. Have a week to think about it. And that's the end of that segment. Everybody is in a faction in AEW. It seems.
LA Knight's gone. Wow.
I've got Jungle Boy, Matt Riddle's younger cousin. It's got Jurassic Express versus Bear Country.
Right.
Such imaginative names. Oh man, someone holding up a sign saying, I want to cuddle Bear Country. Jesus.
Fair enough.
Steady on, though.
Peter Wennon, thank you for joining me.
He just clipped his bollocks and his chin at the same time.
Oh, what a kick from Swerve with a great kick there. Cameron Grimes is out. So we've got Swerve and Bronson Reed left in this match. Nani Puri, thank you for following. Oh my god! Swerve from the top rope, 450. Oh, what a kick out.
That's a massive bump for a big guy.
Where's he going? Oh, Bronson. No. Oh, what a kick. 1, 2. Oh, Bronson kicks out again. And then sits up a bit like Kane or The Undertaker. Oh. Oh my god. This has been a decent match, actually. Better than I thought it would be. What a splash. Bronson Reed, surely he's got the win now too. He does. Bronson Reed is going to face Johnny Gargano tomorrow night on night 2 of Stand and Deliver for the North American Championship. Oh, here we go. Volta versus Tommaso Ciampa coming up next. This will be a good match. David Brown, thanks for the follow.
Give me a hell yeah!
Much appreciated. because I muted myself on. I muted my mic on the stream. Oops.
Is Wade Barrett on commentary?
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking hell.
I thought you heard his voice before.
Ciampa with the headlock. Oh, what a kick. Ciampa stomping on Walter in the corner.
Oh, what a chop.
Oh! Is that enough to give someone a heart attack? Oh! We're not mean to you, Lisa. Oh. This match has been pretty decent so far. Oh, what a forearm.
Darby Allin and JD Drake fighting at the moment.
I thought it was the main event.
So did I. But
I wonder what the main event is then.
it looks like
Could be Mike Tyson.
I think the main event's just going to be Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I can't tell who Sting is chased out of the arena. I haven't been paying attention to this a lot, to be honest. It's not exactly classic stuff.
Looks like it's just me and you now, Bram. It looks like John's gone.
Has John gone?
Yeah, he didn't say anything, but he's just disconnected from the call, so I'm assuming so. He's probably tired.
What do you think of Stand and Deliver so far?
What do I think of what?
Stand and Deliver so far.
It's been good. It's been good. I mean, this match that's on at the moment is been very hard hitting so far. One, two. Oh, God, we nearly had a new champion then. That'd have been a big shock.
Yeah, it seems like NXT's been a bit better tonight than Dynamite.
I mean, it weren't really going to be difficult because obviously this is like NXT's version of WrestleMania and Dynamite is just a normal episode of Dynamite, so... Plus, AEW's been terrible recently, so...
This week was all about, it was always going to be all about WWE this week.
Oh no, John's back. I thought you'd gone, John.
No, I'm here. I think just disconnected by accident.
Alright. Jeez. This is so back and forth, this match, more so than I thought it would be. Oh, what a German. One, two, Tommaso kicks out. Ciampa trying to make Walter tap out. Is Walter gonna tap out? Nope, Walter gets to the ropes. I honestly think this is probably one of Walter's biggest challenges so far in his title reign.
We're all a bit quiet tonight. Hello.
Hello.
John,
Oh!
are you still there?
Jesus Christ, I thought we had a new UK champion. That was close. So I just found something out. I thought this show was Stand and Deliver. I thought it was 3 hours long. But it's not, it's 2 hours long. So it finishes at 3.
Yeah, 2 hours tonight, 2 hours tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought it was 3 hours, but it's not. Which actually is, I'm actually quite happy about, if I'm being quite honest. Not because I'm bored of it or anything like that, but because I do feel a bit tired, so I'm quite happy that it's not on as late as I thought it was going to be.
Well, I wish they'd put the Jericho interview maybe earlier in the week rather than after WrestleMania Day 2.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be a pretty long night.
What a chop. Oh.
So Sting and the Dark Order have just come out to help Bobby Allen.
Right. Oh, what a powerbomb from Walter.
And now the Bunny and Ty Conti are squaring off with each other.
Oh, Tommaso
Looks
Ciampa
like
kicks
that match
out.
is going to start now.
Right. Don't know where John is, Lisa.
Oh, so it's Moxley and Omega in the main event.
Oh, right.
But with some,
So
with tag
Walter
teams.
wins. What a match that was. Kind of a predictable outcome.
Awesome match.
So what match have we got left? We got Io Shirai and Raquel Gonzalez. They're main eventing. What are the matches? There'll be another match in between that. I can't remember what match it was. Oh yeah, the vacant tag team championship match. MSK, Grizzled Young Veterans, and I can't remember what the last team was.
That's a big yawn.
Yeah, this is why I'm glad it finishes at 3 and not 4. I'll be more awake tomorrow because I'm not working now. I'm off now for the rest of my streams. So
I think I must only be tuning into Dynamite just for Hikaru Shida.
yeah,
Because this seems just so boring without Hikaru Shida. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sting's a legend and all, but... Isn't that weird? We watched the first ever Nitro recently, and
yeah.
well, what night, and Sting's still on Dynamite after all these years.
I know.
That was an awesome match.
It was.
Do you think for wrestlers, do you think it's just hard for them to walk away from the industry?
Yeah, absolutely. Frankie Monet, who's that?
No idea.
Because, I mean, there's nothing really left for Sting to do, is there? I mean, yeah, he's boosted some merchandise sales for AEW, but what exactly is he giving AEW? What do you think of that, John?
Sorry, I missed
Sting. No, what I said was, I mean, and obviously I think we can agree that Sting's a legend, but other than, you know, selling a few more t-shirts, what exactly is he giving AEW?
Just the reason for people to some old people, oh, not old people, but old fans to tune in.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess I'm from that generation as well, you know, Sting in the glory days, but just watching him, it's just, I don't want to say boring and I don't want to say sad, but it's just kind of thinking, you know, Sting, what are you doing?
Oh, Legado del Fantasma were the other team.
I mean, I'd hate to see Taker when he's old and frail coming to the ring in his Taker gear. That would just be sad. But I mean, his health is so bad physically, he can't even walk to the ring without taking injections.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did.
Yeah, I am as well.
I mean, when you think back to it now, that Goldberg in the heat of Saudi Arabia, you know, the hot temperature, neither men were in any physical condition to take part in such a match. It was just, excuse my language, a shitstorm. And thank God neither of them were seriously or permanently damaged from that.
Yeah.
Someone's just broken the door down. Who's just breaking the door? No idea. No, the Pinnacle and MJF are beating up Chris Jericho in the ring. They're going to put him through a table. Oh, here comes Mike Tyson to save Chris Jericho.
Right.
Here he is, folks. Iron Mike Tyson.
Helping Chris Jericho. That's not where I thought they'd go with that.
So, yeah, it looks like Tyson's aligned himself with Jericho.
I wonder if he's going to be a new member of the Inner Circle.
Well, maybe he's going to turn on Jericho like he did to Shawn Michaels all those years ago.
Maybe.
But he's literally pummeled Shawn Spears. That was pretty impressive. He's still got the hand speed.
Grizzled young veterans.
And now Jericho and Tyson shake hands and hug each other. And JR's making the point that last time they met in the ring, they had to be pulled apart. You remember that episode? We were watching that, weren't we?
What episode?
Dynamite, when Tyson first appeared. Or was that not you?
That weren't me.
Might have been a different stream.
I didn't know that Mike Tyson even been in AEW before this.
You didn't?
No.
Oh yeah, he was there a few months ago.
No idea. No idea.
The rumour was there was going to be a match between him and Jericho.
Right.
But that because Mike Tyson eventually got back in the boxing ring and had a match.
Right.
Mike Tyson. I've got a signed boxing glove by Mike Tyson.
Have you?
I've got one by Tyson Fury as well.
Wow.
Oh, I've told you I met Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
And Mayweather and Pacquiao. I've met a fair few boxers, actually. I'm a big boxing fan. What about you, John? Are you into boxing?
Oh, I like watching it when there's a big match on, but not overly.
Very similar to me.
Amir Khan's done a new reality show, like the Kardashians.
Oh.
Keeping up with the Khans.
Not quite. I can't remember what it's called, but it's on BBC iPlayer.
Oh, that's a bit unusual.
But he's still a pretty humble guy, Amir Khan. He still lives in Bolton. He still lives pretty much in the same or near to the neighbourhood where he grew up. Does a lot of stuff for the local community.
Yeah.
And like he was saying in the show that he thinks he's only going to fight one more match or two at most.
Right.
Probably, yeah. He's getting old now.
Well, he could still box till he's 40, but I think the problem is he's now had a fair few big fights that he's lost. So the truth is, I don't think he's going to be a world champion again. So the only thing that's really left is, say, one of the big fighters wants to fight him before they retire. So if Pacquiao wants to fight him, well, come back for a match. I think Mayweather's having an exhibition match, but he ain't going to come back for any more professional fights. I mean, don't forget, Amir Khan's still a big draw. He's a very popular guy, so if one of the champs, wanted to give him a title defense or something, it'd draw a big spurt.
Yeah, it's a big name.
Because, I mean, the last fight he had was against Crawford. That kind of ended in disaster, but, I know people take a lot of pot shots at Amir Khan because of his, in inverted commas, his chin, but one thing I'll give Amir Khan credit for is he hasn't shied away from the big fights. So Ty Conti's giving, what's Brody Lee's son called?
-1.
Negative. He's part of the Dark Order now.
Yeah, -1 he scored.
Yeah, so Shida does make an appearance, all for me.
Yeah, she knew you were watching.
But I don't know why she's joined the Dark Order now and dressed up like the Del Monte man in all white, but...
I suppose that's kind of interesting.
What, that she's in the Dark Order?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand it.
Yeah, it seems that everybody... You can understand it or you can't understand it.
No, I can't understand why she's in the Dark Order, but I'm not gonna hate on it.
I don't think it's necessarily she's in the Dark Order, but she's just aligning herself with them.
Yeah.
But for me, Hikaru Shida works better as a individual.
Yeah, definitely.
She doesn't need a faction. And I keep saying this every week, but I don't know what you think of this, John, either, but I think Hikaru Shida is actually too good for AEW.
Kushida. I can't remember that. Is that the female one, the Japanese female?
Yeah.
Which one is it? Is it the one who's quite old or the young one?
It depends what you define as old, but she's...
old for a wrestler.
Well, she's 31.
She got like short blue hair or something.
No. Are you thinking of Asuka?
No, AEW. On the last pay-per-view we watched, there was a Jericho match, and then that was the first match. And then the second match, there was a woman, there's two women to fight, and one of them was really old, and the one was really young, and there was the young one was awesome.
I'll have to go back and look. But no, Hikaru Shida, she's about 5'4", she's got long black hair.
She's current AEW Women's Champion.
Yeah, she was really good.
Current AEW Women's Champion. I think she's the best female wrestler in the world at the moment. Alongside Asuka, but that's just my opinion. And I think she is not just the best women's wrestler in AEW, but I think she's probably the best wrestler in AEW at the moment.
I think that's fair.
But as we keep debating, I think the women's division has a lot of work that needs to be done in AEW.
They're still building out there.
They sure what I see happening in terms of when she lose the belt, because what AEW seem to be doing, and this is not necessarily a bad thing, when somebody holds the belt, and it doesn't matter which belt it is, holds the belt, they tend to keep it for quite a long time.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
But, you know, week in, week out, we have a lot of debates on here about how good is AEW compared to WWE. Will it ever be as good as WWE? And basically, you know, Tom, we've had this debate. I asked people who say that to kind of tell me who you think on the AEW roster could main event a match in WWE, because that basically proves whether or not they'd be good enough. And for me, the only two people who I would name who haven't wrestled in WWE before are Kenny Omega and Shida. Darby Allin's not quite there yet. But those are the only two who, you know, if this was like football and I was like trying to raid another team for the best players, if I was looking for the two world-class talents, those are the only two I would probably take.
Yeah.
Because, you know, let's be honest, Jericho's not going to main event in WWE anymore. If he ever did go back to wrestle, it's only going to be for some, you know, mid-card matches. And Cody's never going back to WWE.
No.
He's way too involved in AEW.
Definitely.
I mean, Kenny Omega is as well, so, I mean, it's difficult to see Kenny Omega ever going to WWE.
I'm struggling to get into this match. It's not really doing much for me.
It's a shame they didn't do the 4 hours tonight, or 3 hours at least.
Huh?
It's a shame they didn't try to do the 3 or the 4 hours tonight. They could have skipped the pre-show and just gone straight into a 4-hour event.
Well, yeah. I don't see the need for a takeover night 1 and night 2. I don't get it. I can understand with WrestleMania, because WrestleMania turns out to be like a 6-hour show, which is quite a long show. But with takeover, with takeover, it's 2 hours each night. A 4-hour show. A 4-hour show is quite normal for a WWE show, so I don't see the reason for it myself.
Well, the reason why they obviously did it over 2 nights last year wasn't so much because of the length of the show, but it's because of the COVID restrictions.
Well, yeah, COVID, I know, yeah.
They couldn't have everybody in the same place on the same day, and obviously, as you're aware, they recorded WrestleMania like about a week to 10 days before the event, so that was the first thing. And I guess that's a similar reason this time around. You know, obviously they can only have about 20,000 fans inside Raymond Jones Stadium, and on top of that, they want to obviously mitigate the risk of getting people infected. But I did point out that the main event, the card for WrestleMania Day 2 only seems to have 6 matches compared to 8 matches on Day 1. So I'm wondering if there are going to be a few surprise matches, and I think Io Shirai could well be making an appearance.
This match has been going on way too long.
Okay, so Ty Conti beat Bunny. She Shida isn't with the Dark Order, but she was at ringside for some reason, and because she was dressed all in white, I kind of thought she was part of the Dark Order. Bunny tried to steal the kendo stick to beat Tai Conti with, but Shida got it back just as Bunny was going to jump off the top rope, hit Bunny with the kendo stick, and Conti got the win. But suggesting that Tai Conti is probably going to be the next challenger for Shida. And they've just announced the TNT Championship match for next week. Falls Count Anywhere match. Darby Allin versus Matt Hardy.
That'll be a decent match.
Sorry?
I said that'll be a decent match.
And boxing sensation Anthony Ogogo makes his debut. Former London 2012 bronze medalist.
Oh.
You got Red Velvet versus Jade Cargill next week.
Yeah.
They were going to originally build up towards either Charlotte versus Lacey Evans or Charlotte versus Lacey Evans and Asuka. And then literally within the space of a few days, that just completely fell apart after she announced she was pregnant. Tom, I think you're falling asleep.
This match is so back and forth. One, it keeps changing which team are in control. I can't keep up with it.
Sure. No, but I was just saying. I was really looking forward to having Charlotte, Lacey Evans, and Asuka in a match, and it's just amazing how that got scuppered.
I mean, if I'm gonna be bluntly honest. Charlotte, Lacey, and Asuka doesn't feel like a WrestleMania worthy match, to be honest. Asuka, Charlotte on its own, yes. Lacey involved, no. As much as I like Lacey, as much as I think she's good, just she's not been built up enough yet. But Rhea Ripley versus Asuka sounds like a WrestleMania match.
I guess the point I'm trying to make is that it's kind of ironic how they were building up to that, and then just all of a sudden she announces that she's pregnant, and then that's like the end of the storyline.
Yeah.
They were building up to this whole thing with Ric Flair being the father of the baby, and I even speculated that with you, and I said, I bet they're going to make it that Ric Flair's the father of the baby, and you're like, no, they'd never do that in a million years, that'd be too sick. And then next week after, I said, they've announced that Ric Flair's the father of the baby, but, oh God. And then after she announced that she was pregnant for real, and then had
MSK win the vacated tag team championships. I got that prediction right. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, that's fine. And then no sooner did they do that, Ric Flair as the father of the baby, and then Lacey having to genuinely take time off because she was actually pregnant.
Yeah.
They had to scupper the entire storyline the next week by Ric Flair admitting that he lied about it. I mean, it's...
Give me a hell yeah!
Jade Wilson has to follow.
I said give me a hell yeah!
What do you both think? So both of you, Tom, John, what do you both think is happening with Charlotte Flair at the moment? Because she supposedly had COVID and obviously had to take time off, but that's been more than 2 weeks. I mean, that's been like more than almost 3 weeks ago, if not a little bit more than that.
Well, come on. You've had flu before, haven't you? And sometimes, it is kind of like a flu. Sometimes it takes you. I've had flu in the past, and when I've had flu, especially when you're a fit athlete and you're used to working at a certain level, it affects you for weeks and weeks and weeks. I'm not talking 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It affects you for months before you. Example would be this. So I've had flu, and I've been doing my shows. I've been in the middle of a season. doing my wrestling, doing my shows, and you get over your flu's gone, your symptoms are gone, but you're in the ring working. You're constantly up constantly.
Well, I mean, she seems to have recovered because she's recently just appeared in another magazine just this past few days, having done a photo shoot. So this was actually done this past week, and just announced today. So
I mean, I honestly think there's something going on backstage to do with Andrade. I think obviously Andrade, since he's left, has come out and kind of, well, I say slated the company. He kind of has, but he's kind of kept a lot back because he didn't want it to affect Charlotte. But I mean, I don't know. I just think something's going on. It's very strange. If she is fit and healthy, why is she not appearing at WrestleMania? Like,
so I'm just reading this article. Yeah, I mean, she isn't injured. And as I said, she made a public appearance of sorts, doing a photo shoot for a phone company. And I think you're probably right, Tom, in that she's probably had a bit of a falling out with WWE management. I don't think she's on the verge of leaving the company. I think if she did end up leaving, I think that would be a big blow for WWE, certainly. And AEW would waste no time trying to snap her up. But, all of the promos up until about 3 weeks ago had Charlotte Flair on the main poster and everything. And then suddenly to just pull her from that, it just feels a bit...
It feels very...
Something's not right, let's just put it that way.
Yeah, something's not right, yeah.
And it's not a coincidence that happened
just after Andrade was released.
After Andrade left.
It's too much of a coincidence.
And I mean, I genuinely hope she hasn't left, or she's not going to leave, but clearly she's not involved in WrestleMania in any capacity. I mean, with these rumours, apparently she's going to be the special guest referee for the Asuka Rhea Ripley match, but no, I couldn't see that happening.
No, me neither.
And if that happened, she's probably going to end up screwing Asuka out of the title. But, that's not happening.
No.
So I can only imagine she's gotten annoyed and she's asked to take some time off, and they've given her that. Because put it this way,
tomorrow.
Is the what, sorry?
What time's the Prelude show on tomorrow, NXT Prelude?
So
it starts at 8 p.m. UK time.
Awesome.
8 p.m. UK time?
Yeah, well, it's in the UK, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, NXT UK.
Yeah. I won't be doing a stream of that.
Right,
but
because you got both. Because you got NXT Day 2 tomorrow as well.
Yeah, which starts at the same time as this one.
And you've got NXT UK before that as well.
Yeah.
Wow. This literally is WrestleMania week, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So, I won't be doing a stream of the NXT UK, NXT UK pay-per-view, but I'll probably give it a watch.
I've never watched NXT UK, actually, I have to be honest.
I never have either.
If Davey Boy Smith Jr. does join NXT UK, I will watch that debut episode of his.
Yeah, I probably will as well.
We should do a watch-along for that.
Yeah.
And maybe before that, maybe just watch a couple of British Bulldogs matches or something.
Yeah.
I think that's a good business move by WWE to sign him. You know, tapping into the whole reviving the British Bulldog legacy thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to see him in the main roster, but you know, whether they're just gonna give him a run for a short time in NXT UK before they decide whether to move him up, who knows? But you know. Just you know, the main event takes place at the moment. So John Moxley and the Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega and Callis.
Right.
I think it's fair to say that John Moxley and Kenny Omega are the two biggest stars in the company at the moment, male.
Definitely, yeah.
And this is how it should be, you know. In your weekly flagship show, you should have your two biggest stars involved.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, me and you have said a number of times, I don't know, John, if you had a chance to watch AEW Revolution, but it disappointed a lot of people.
The Christian one.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I watched it with Tom. Watched about 75% of it.
And you thought you weren't impressed?
It was okay. It was all right. It was.
It wasn't as good as they had made it out to be.
No, but they never are. The WWE ones are never as good as that. That's what they.
No, but AEW, you know, put the hype machine into overdrive. You know, saying that they were going to announce a big superstar, and you know, we were all speculating. Tom gave his prediction as CM Punk, and I was like, "Oh no, it's going to be Brock Lesnar," and then we both got it wrong.
Turned out to be Christian.
Well,
I've never felt so underwhelmed.
No, exactly, and that's the thing. And I think since then, certainly, you know, I can't speak for you, Tom, but I assume that you feel this way, and that it's kind of affected how you feel about AEW since then.
It has, but it has in a way. But I honestly believe, and I know AEW fanboys are gonna get all up in my grill now, but I honestly believe that AEW, since that pay-per-view, they had the chance to make up for it on the Dynamite after that and explain what happened and everything like that. Because not just with the Christian thing, but with the whole stupid joke explosion thing, and they didn't. They've not made up for it. They've not even explained as to what went wrong. Really, they've just said, "Oh, it was a joke." It's been laughable since that pay-per-view. It's been laughable. AEW has been laughable. I've watched that Elevation, the new show,
That was awful.
and the debut one. I haven't watched any since. And then I've watched one Dynamite, and that Dynamite didn't impress me. The only thing I've been impressed with in AEW since the pay-per-view was that main event from the first ever Elevation. I really liked that. That's literally it. I love Io Shirai's entrance. It's a proper like big star entrance. She's proper treated as a big star, which she should be. It's not getting very long, this main event, though, I have to say. We've got 10 minutes left of the show. Unless they overruns.
Is it at the Performance Centre, that?
What?
The show?
No.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's
Capital
called, the
Wrestling
place
Centre.
where they do all the NXT stuff, but it's not the Performance Centre. It's just a bit bigger than the Performance Centre.
I'm watching this main event now for NXT.
Right.
Man, look at the height difference.
Yeah, the height, there is a bit of a height difference, but I don't think that matters because as Raquel Gonzalez said herself, Io Shirai is loca. Which means
It's what, sorry?
she's loca, which is mental.
Mental, yeah.
Io Shirai won't let a little bit of a
don't they-
height difference put her off.
Don't they still do this thing in wrestling where they add an inch or two to your height or something in like your build height or something?
Yeah, they do. I don't know if
But
this
I
thing.
can't imagine Io Shirai would be 4'10" though. That would be.
Why not? Loads of people are 4'10".
You think she's 4'10"? Does she look 4'10"?
She don't look
Yeah,
4'10".
loads of people are.
She don't look 4'10". She looks like she's. I'd say she's about 5'1", something like that. I think she's quite small. And I'd say Raquel's probably.
Just Google the true height. You'll find it.
I mean, Io Shirai's height will.
Look at Raquel's boots. She's got lifts. She's got a thick sole. She's got the thick sole to give her half an inch of her straight away. Look at thighs, mate. Look at her. Look at Shirai's and look at hers.
So it says 156 centimeters, which is about 5'1".
Fine, thanks,
Not that I'm
Lisa.
saying there's anything wrong with being short or anything like that.
We're all okay. We're just all a bit tired. Stream's coming to an end, though, in about 10 minutes. It's finishing an hour earlier than I thought, this programme, so, yeah. Oh! Oh, what a crossbody from Io Shirai. Dakota Kai's been sent back stage. Oh, what a kick! Oh my god.
So have you bought any WrestleMania merchandise? Have you bought any WrestleMania merchandise?
No.
No.
I always wanted to get the American football type jerseys that they do for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I should have got one for WrestleMania 31 when I went.
Oh, Io Shirai just kicks out.
God, can you believe it was 20 years ago? Austin versus The Rock. WrestleMania 17.
Oh God, I know. That makes me feel really old.
I remember recording it on tape. That's how old I am. Recording it on tape, but yet still staying up late at night to watch it.
I remember having to tape pay-per-views on tape as well. And I remember sometimes the recording would get messed up or something. I'd be so excited getting up in the morning to watch it. I'd put it on, and it maybe the first 10 minutes would be fine, and then it hadn't recorded anymore, and I'd be gutted. You're gonna.
I remember back in the day trying to figure out how to.
You're gonna cut your
the
hair.
timer recording on a
Yes,
VCR.
I am, Lisa. I'm getting it cut actually on April 20th. Going to the hairdresser's, getting it cut. I'll look like a new man. Oh, reversal. Oh, what a chop. Oh, this submission looks painful.
Do you think Io Shirai is good enough to be promoted to the main roster?
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
When do you think that's going to happen? Soon?
Yeah.
She may even lose here and get promoted, and then let Raquel just take the belt for a bit.
Well, I mean, it's like I said earlier in the evening in the stream. There's rumours going around that apparently that Bayley's gonna issue an open challenge at WrestleMania, and Io Shirai's gonna appear and face her, and that's basically her debut on the main roster.
Yeah, possibly.
Oh,
So
what a drop kick.
It would actually make sense for her to lose the belt.
Canadian.
But there's no reason why she couldn't, for the time being, be on both brands.
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
I mean, I think they should do that more often, like they are at the moment. They do sometimes get more people to watch NXT and vice versa. Because, I mean, that's what Triple H said in the recent press conference, confirming NXT moving to Tuesdays. He said he wants to make NXT on a Tuesday like a follow-on from Raw.
Yeah.
So clearly... So basically the next week, NXT is going to be on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I think this is probably what is happening with the whole Io Shirai possibly being at WrestleMania and confronting Bayley.
Yeah.
Is to kind of set that up, but Bayley's obviously not on Raw.
No,
she's on
she's not.
SmackDown, so Belter doesn't make sense, but I mean, what do you guys make of NXT moving to Tuesday? Good thing or a bad thing, or?
Well, I
what's the
don't
point of
see...
it continuing Raw, because it's a different show. So what's the point? If it was let's say if it was an add-on show to Raw, then yeah. But if it's not, then what's the point? It's probably better with the 1 day gap in between.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I don't see NXT moving to Tuesdays. I don't see it benefiting NXT or AEW. I don't think either are gonna get a lot more viewers just for being on different nights. I just don't see it making a big difference.
I mean, it's difficult to kind of say because
Oh my god.
it's never felt like a Wednesday night battle for the rating.
Io
or anything
Shirai
like
just
that.
jumped off the top of the skull in a mental move. That doesn't surprise me. She's always doing stuff like that.
Oh, bit of a hard landing as well.
That was higher than I thought, actually.
So Omega got the win.
Was it a good match?
It was alright actually.
Good.
And now they're going to beat up some more on Moxley, which is great.
Oh, what a moonsault!
Oh, I must have missed this.
Oh!
The Young
How
Bucks
did
turned
Raquel
on,
kick out?
the Young Bucks turned on Moxley.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
So it's a massive beatdown on Moxley.
Great. I could see that coming a mile off. Yes,
And
Lisa.
that's the end of Dynamite. It just fades to black, showing them gathered around, Moxley beating him down.
Well, we've officially overrun here on NXT. This match is obviously going to be coming to a close soon, I would imagine. I can't imagine them overrunning by that much.
Ago today, Paige made a WWE debut on Raw.
What rating would you have given this takeover day one then?
I'm gonna give it a 7.5. It's been decent,
Sure.
but not.
Tom Meltzer.
What?
John, what would you give it?
Walter match was like a 9. Walter match was awesome. Tag match was a bit rubbish. The tag match was like a 3. Although it was good in parts, just overall it was like a 3.
Raquel Gonzalez is the new champion. Io Shirai's moving up to the main roster.
This match is probably, although Shirai's been really good, the other woman is not really impressive. She's alright. This is like a 4, 3 to 4.
What is this match?
Pete Dunne match, yeah, this match was pretty boring. Just Shirai keeping it alive.
I didn't think it was boring.
Pete Dunne match was probably about a 6, 7. So going off all that, it's probably averaging about 5, 6 so far.
Well, that was a decent main event in my opinion. Io Shirai was amazing in that match. But she loses the championship, but it's not all bad. She will be moving up to the main roster. That'll be the reason she's lost it.
No, I mean 300 days as NXT champion.
Exactly. That'll be the reason she's lost it, because she's moving up to the main roster. There's no doubt.
Yeah, there has to be a payoff here somewhere.
Yeah, especially with the rumor going around she's going to be answering Bayley's open challenge. That could be the start of her main roster career. I mean, what a place to start it.
If WWE had any sense, they'll have Io Shirai get the win over Bayley. They'll have Asuka beat Rhea Ripley, and they'll build up a big feud between Io Shirai and Asuka.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
And I'm not just saying that because they're both Japanese wrestlers. Not
No, I'm not, I know that, but that would be a really good match.
But they would also make a great tag team. So I wish WWE could have swooped in and signed Maki Ito when they realised that she didn't stay on at AEW.
Yeah. So it continues tomorrow night. Stand and Deliver.
So I'm going to give tonight's Dynamite probably a 5 out of 10.
Fair enough.
Nothing special. And from what I've seen of NXT Takeover, I mean, I'm pretty strict with my marking, so I'd probably say about a 6.5.
Yeah. So yeah, again, I'm the one that's give it the highest score. I'm too generous, I think. But I really enjoyed it. The only match I didn't enjoy was the tag team match. I just couldn't get into it. Like, as much as I like MSK, I just couldn't get into it. But the rest of the matches I really did enjoy. Right. Anyway.
But that also feels like the end of Io Shirai's NXT career.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. But yeah.
Otherwise, why would they have taken the belt off her after 300 days?
Exactly. There's no other reason why they'd do it apart from the fact that she's going up to the main roster. And with the rumours...
Yeah, go on.
With the rumours circulating that she's going to be facing Bayley in an open challenge, it's too much of a coincidence.
Well, I've got also another rumour or another theory as to what is going on, and I think what we've been saying about Charlotte Flair possibly leaving could actually end up being true.
Possibly.
Because I think what has probably happened now is they have now looked at the roster. You know, there's no Becky Lynch, there's no Ronda Rousey, there's no Charlotte Flair. And they want to move, they needed to move people up. So they moved up Rhea Ripley, and now they're moving up Io Shirai.
Yeah. I mean, could be something to do with that. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me for this.
Thank you everyone.
And we'll be back tomorrow night, same time as today. Well, I say tomorrow night. Well, actually, no, technically it will be tomorrow night because it'll be midnight when I go live. So yeah, I'll be going live at midnight, same time. Don't forget there is an NXT UK pay-per-view prelude or whatever it's called at 8 PM UK time. Tune into that if you're a fan of NXT UK. I'll probably watch it. I won't do a stream of it, but I'll probably watch it. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining me for this, and I'll see you tomorrow at midnight for Stand and Deliver Night 2, where we're going to see Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly in an unsanctioned match. We're going to see Karrion Kross versus Finn Balor, amongst other things. Johnny Gargano versus Bronson Reed, and there'll be plenty of other stuff as well. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you next time.
Good
Bye.
night, guys. Bye bye.
Good night.